Mullah Nasiruddin was a very comical scholar. You know Mullah Nasiruddin, right? One of them? Yeah, they say he's made up, but Allah knows best. There's also opinions of him being made up, and there's opinions of him being a real person. Allah knows best. We'll find out in Qiyamah if he's standing next to us in day of judgment. See? Heebal? Heebal. No, I'm not aware of him. Even though I'm usually acquainted with Urdu literature and stuff, but not people. Peebal. Maybe that's where people came from. Peer. That's a peer. MashaAllah. So Mullah Nasiruddin one time was walking, and there was a person praying salah, and he crossed him. So the man got angry, broke his salah, went to him, and he said, "Aapne dekha nahi, main namaz padha tha." So you should see I was praying salah. He said, "Maaf kijiye, main apne mehbooba ke baare mein soch raha tha." He said, forgive me, I didn't notice you were praying because I was so engrossed in thought of my beloved. What he's trying to say is, my beloved is an earthly beloved. And in love and thought of my earthly beloved, I didn't notice you speaking to your celestial beloved. Had you been thinking of your celestial beloved with the same love that I was thinking of my earthly beloved, you would not have noticed me walk past you. You have not noticed me walk past you. Learn to do ishq with Allah. Learn to have that ishq is the depth of love. It's not the Urdu ishq that you were thinking of. A lot of the Urdu words come from Arabic. Someone can say, how can you have ishq with Allah? So, this is not, I don't even know the Indian movies. But, whatever Indian movies there are. It's not one of those things. This is, ishq is a deep depth of love. It's a deep level. تعصي الله وأنت تظهر حبه فهذا لعمر الله أمر بديه إن المحب لمن يحب مطيع. The poet, I'm forgetting some aspects of it, but the poet says, you say you love Allah, but then you disobey Allah. It doesn't make sense. Because when you love someone, you listen to them. How can you say, I love them, and then you don't listen to them? Loving Allah translates to listening to Allah and doing what Allah wants you to do. What was I saying before this poem? So after that comes إِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ. So how do you get love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how do you get focus of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The way to get love and focus of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is you can't just pray salah, have a dhikr regiment. Have a regimen during the day that you are doing dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when you're constantly thinking of Allah and then you stand before Allah, you will be connected to Allah. But if my heart and my mind is constantly thinking of the dunya and then I stand before Allah, the dunya will still be in my mind when I talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So dhikr is the solution to bring khudu and khushu' in your salah. And there's some others inshallah, and over time I will explain that to you. Then ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim is the dua, maqam dua, that every moment we ask Allah for tawfiq. Any good deed that we do, it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jigar Muradabadi had a very famous poem, a very famous Urdu poem that he used to say. And that was, Meri talab bhi unke karam ka sadqa hai. Meri talab bhi unke karam ka sadqa hai. Ye qadam uthte nahi hai, uthaya jate hai. The poet says, the fact that I'm getting close to Allah and that I want to worship Allah and that I want to pray, that fact is also a favor from Allah. For it is not I that can lift my feet without the will of Allah. It was the will of Allah that allowed me to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even my getting closer to Allah is Allah's favor on me. Meri taraf bhi unke karam ka sadaqa hai, ye qadam uthte nahi hai, uthaya jate hai. Sirat alladhina an'amta alayhim. And then realizing that at any stage where alhamdulillahi ala kulli hal, wa a'udhu billahi min hali ahli an-nar. And I seek refuge in the hal, in the situation of the people of Jahannam. The next surah Surah Baqarah, it's a Madani surah. It was the 87th surah to be revealed. It is the 87th surah to be revealed. It was revealed right in the beginning when the Prophet ﷺ came to Madinatul Munawwarah. This surah's madameen, it has 10 anbiya that are mentioned in this surah. 10 anbiya are mentioned in this surah. The Prophet ﷺ said that if this surah is recited in a home, shaitan doesn't come to a home where this surah is recited. This doesn't mean you play Mishari Rashid. That doesn't count. You pray yourself, read yourself. Today we get someone else to do the ibadah, for we outsource ibadah. Like it's a call center or something. We outsource it. Mufti sir, my daughter needs to get married. Can you do istikhara for me? Right, why am I going to do istikhara for your daughter? Your daughter, you do your own istikhara. If I just keep on doing this and all I'm going to do is just istikhara all day long, all night long. Learn to do your own ibadah. Learn to do your own action. Learn to make that own effort. So, Surah Baqarah, read it yourself inside the home. Don't have some tape player or something else playing. It doesn't work like that. This surah has ahkam of almost every single aspect of Islam. It has masail of zakat, masail of hajj, masail of sawm, masail of nikah, masail of talaq, masail of rada'ah, masail of wiratha, masail of business. This surah is the longest surah in the Qur'an. It is 286 ayats. The last 3 ayats were revealed in Mi'raj, which was first. So this is a clear example that there are some surahs, some parts are Madani and some parts are Makki. So the last 3 ayats are Makki and the rest, most of the rest of the surah is Madani. This surah also has the last ayah of the Qur'an, ayah number 281. Is the last ayah that was ever revealed. It was revealed 9 days before the Prophet ﷺ passed away. (281) وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا تُرْجَعُونَ فِيهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ. 9 days before the Prophet ﷺ, Allah reveals, وَاتَّقُوا, and fear, يَوْمًا, that day, تُرْجَعُونَ, you will go back, فِيهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ, you will go back to Allah. ثُمَّ تُوَفَّى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا كَسَبَتْ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. Allah says that every person will be given their deed completely and they will be given everything at that day and no person will be oppressed. 281 is the last ayah to be revealed by most. There's difference of opinion, but there's going to always be difference of opinion. This is not an academic ulama tafsir class, so one opinion is more than enough, inshallah. It also has the longest ayah in the Qur'an, ayah number 282. This is the longest ayah in the Qur'an. Also, how many verses are in this chapter? 286. What's half of 286? 140? Open up verse 143. G, do 143. Open up 143. Everyone has it? وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. Half of the surah, half the ayah. I told you some ayahs revealed in Makkah, some revealed Medina, some revealed at Hajj. 8 years later, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم, revealed 8 years later in Hajj. But in smack of the middle of the surah, Allah says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. Allah says, and in the same manner, we've made you a wasat, a moderate nation. Not ifrat, not tafrit. Not that, oh my God, I'm going to sit in a corner and I'm going to have 2 tasbeehs and 3 danimazes, I'm going to pray on top of them. No, don't be too extreme. And don't also be so like, Allah's Ghafur Rahim. It's okay, everything goes. Everything doesn't go at your work, you're going to get fired. But when it comes to Allah, everything goes. No. Moderate. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. We've made you a moderate nation. Anyway, there's about 10 minutes left, inshallah. What I want to do, last year I didn't do this, but inshallah after Ramadan we will continue. As much as we can do, we can do. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll be doing half-hajjs. Today, Surah Fatiha always takes the longest time. I didn't even go through the whole, usually I give the whole history of Qur'an, how the Qur'an was compiled, where it was compiled, who were the writers of Wahi, the different madameen in the Qur'an, the topics in the Qur'an, the subjects in the Qur'an, and all of that, but inshallah some other time. So Surah Fatiha usually, because it obviously is such a powerful surah, it's recited for a reason 17 times in the day, and I like to go into depth is because you'll remember some aspects of it. And when you pray your salah, you'll remember some of those aspects. And your Surah Fatiha will have khushu' and khudu' because of that, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. Anyway, I want to give every day 10-15 minutes, the last 10-15 minutes, inshallah, for questions. If anyone has any questions, so that way we can answer some questions and benefit people through that as well, inshallah. So what's going to happen is that you see, just the way the Qur'an needs hadith to explain, the flyers also need myself to give a little bit of explanation to them. The thing is, because Saturday and Sunday school is still active, so this week classes won't be on the weekend, and next week I have to confirm because I'm still new. I just came a few days ago, so I have to confirm about that. But once the Saturday, I think the Taqwa seminary finishes this week, right? And then next week is what? Does anyone know about the Sunday school? When is the last day? Oh, so that's in Ramadan. It's in Ramadan. Yeah. Yes. So the thing is that last year I did tafsir for 7 weeks straight. Besides Fridays. Fridays were the only days I didn't do tafsir because of Jum'ah. But 6 days, 2 hours a day. We went on for about 50 days, 100 hours, and we covered about 15 juz. We covered about 15 juz in about 100 hours. So this year the idea was the same. I think we started 2 weeks before Ramadan, 14 days before Ramadan. So we'll have about 10 days, and then all of Ramadan till probably the 28th. So what I usually do in the last 10 nights, and again, we haven't set the tartib yet, is I usually do it a bit later because people are resting during before. Yeah, so that way what happens is a lot of mu'takifin as well. People in i'tikaf and people sit, and it's a lot of the youth are off that time, so they join as well. So maybe in Jum'ah, maybe in Ramadan we do it post Dhuhr if it's easier or something. We can. I know the last 10 nights have this. No, that's a very good point, inshallah. So that's the idea, but I want to be honest, if I complete the whole Qur'an, I won't be doing justice. I'm still not doing justice to it. But if I go through the whole Qur'an, neither I'll enjoy it, neither you will, because the translation even you can read. I thoroughly enjoy going extrapolating on each point. So inshallah, please, but if there's any questions, please do ask. And Alhamdulillah, he's doing good. He's my father went for an angiography on Monday. He's had a bypass before and 3 angiographies as well. So he has a history of heart failure. Mashallah, he's a healthy individual, but it is what it is as age goes on. So he went to the hospital on Monday, and when the procedure was about to happen, I think they I didn't completely understand what they were saying, but what I understood was that I think they didn't do a full procedure, and they just removed some because they didn't want to affect the bypass. So there was some positivity to it, but again, because it went inside the heart and stuff, so there is a acute level of pain. Last night, I was with him, and he's a person who never complains. He actually told my mother that you are not going to tell Wasim that I'm having an angiography. And when she told me that same night, I booked my ticket, and we were supposed to start Monday, and we delayed it because of that, just because their parents have a haqq on us. So I went there, and then I was contemplating last night to delay, but then I said the Qur'an, and we've given the word, and we've delayed already. That's why I flew at 5 a.m. in the morning. It's two du'as, and your du'as, you never know. Everyone's du'as they're the biggest things. People's du'as have a lot of effort and effect. And people ask, what is the best thing they can do for their teacher? I said, du'a for their parents and their family. That's the best thing. While we are alive or we are dead, do du'a for them. That is the best thing you can do. I'll tell you myself, I've alhamdulillah studied under 50 people. I've studied under academics and intellectuals and people whose mental capacity was of mind-blowing levels and very inspirational individuals. But all of my teachers in their place, I studied Bukhari cover to cover, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, Abu Dawood, Muwatta Imam Malik, Muwatta Imam Muhammad, Nasa'i, dozens and dozens and dozens of books. But my parents still inspire me more than any scholar or Mufti or alim has ever done. Parents are parents, and they'll always be parents from that aspect. Any other questions? If you guys are shy, there's no questions, then we won't have questions. Someone has to break the ice and ask a question. Or from the guy's side of this. So the first ayah's response is Hamadani abadi, my servant has praised me. The second ayah is Asna alayya abadi. Asna means similar to praise, very similar in meaning, but I translated it as that Allah, my servant glorifies me. And the next one is Maliki yawmiddin, and Allah says Majadani abadi, my servant has similar meaning, but I translate as my servant has sanctified me. Then the next ayah, Iyyaka na'bud wa iyyaka nasta'in, Allah says, Hada bayni wa bayna abadi. This is between me and my servant. And then the next three ayahs, after every ayah, Allah says, Wali abadi ma sa'al. And for my servant is whatever he asks. So the Arabic word aoun means help and assistance. And in the Arabic language, when alif sin ta, alif sin ta is a prefix to a verb. It means talabu shay, to seek it. So I'll give you an example. Ghafara, what does ghafara mean? Forgiveness. Istaghfara, you add the alif sin ta, what does it mean? Seek forgiveness. Jahada, what does jahada mean? Struggle. Istajhada, to seek struggle. Nasara means to help. Istansara, to seek help. So, khair, what does khair mean? Good. Istakhara comes from the same word. Seeking, khair. So the same way, aoun means help and assistance. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Man kana fi auni akhihi kana Allah fi auni abdi, ma dama al-abd fi auni akhihi." Or kama qala alayhi salatu wassalam. That Allah helps a person as long as he assists another person. So aoun over here means assist and help. So it's nasta'in, we seek your help, we seek your assistance. G. No. So what I was trying to draw from that point that I mentioned was that this would be a miscalculation if someone said you can't ask anybody for help. No, Allah is the one who actually does everything, right? So for example, if I need a cup of water, and I ask them, so can you please get me a cup of water? Now that person is bringing it, but if Allah did not allow them to go and get it, they would not be able to bring it to me. So at the end, though they are bringing it, my mind is towards Allah. It's not that we are eliminating asbab. You can't sit at home and say, oh no, Allah is Razzaq and Allah is going to sustain me. No, you cannot eliminate asbab. Sabab means the reason something happens. You have to go to work and then you'll get money. However, you are not reliant on the asbab. You are reliant on musabbibul asbab. You are reliant on the one who creates the situations and creates the sabab. That's the concept. But today, I know that if I have a job here and my job gives me $5,000 a month, then I'm relying that this job gives it to me. That is me being reliant on this sabab. Allah says, don't be reliant on the sabab, seek the sabab. Go and strive for it. But don't rely on it. Rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah will make it happen. That's what the concept is. Sabab, yes, right? A means, a rope, yes. That's a very good metaphor, a rope. So nasr is a generic help. Nasara is just a generic help, that I helped you, that I assisted you. Nasartuhu, I helped him with his homework. Aun is a more intimate help. It's a help where a person is there. It doesn't mean that they have to necessarily do it themselves. But nasara generally also means to do the action themselves. Aun can also be to facilitate something as well. So for example, you have someone is needy, you don't have the money, you go to your sister and look, can you help them out? You facilitated them, so you still help them out, but not directly. You didn't directly help them out. You don't say nasartuhu. Generally you would use a separate word. Isti'adha with the sad or sin. With a sad or sin. Sa'ada means something that is blessed or pleasuring. Sa'ada with a sad is something that rises. A mas'ad is called an elevator. That word has a separate meaning. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. I think it's time for azan right now. Right? Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. And we're going to give up the last 10-15 minutes for questions. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. See?
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu